Bitterness is a result of clinging to negative experience. So let your past make you better, not bitter. Coming up. Just recently, the EFF President CIC Julius Malema was addressing the EFF Presser, where he threw some jabs to Floyd, claiming that he is not a think tank we think him to be, but just a wheelbarrow to be pushed around. Whoops. Check this out.
Everybody must be ashamed that there is no budget in South Africa today as we speak. And what is worse is that those people are going to pay the cost of what could have been avoided had they listened to the superior logic. The TG, when she closed her debate, she told them, we'll meet in court. And they thought we're playing. I don't know why these guys are not replaying that thing there in the EFF social media where she tells them, we'll meet in court. You replay that thing and you put that court judgment. Well, this is what we said and this is what we came up with to demonstrate that we mean everything we say. We said to you, South Africa, we are not going to be a disruptive opposition. We are going to be a constructive opposition. We are going to hold the executive accountable, and we are doing exactly that. You can be in denial in the media because you had written us off. You said, no, the EFF is gone. The think tanks of the EFF are gone. What's going to happen to the EFF? When the think tanks of the EFF were here, have you ever seen such a superior logic being displayed? Okay, because they are tanks, why are they not tankering where they are? Eh? Why? Because they were superior, they were what? Thinking tanks. Let them go and think tank there, where they are. Where they are, there is nothing. A meeting, a finance committee meeting can sit for 7 hours without those people saying anything. Nothing. So we have demonstrated to you physically that they did not make the EFF. They didn't make the EFF. So we have indicated the thinking tanks are now showing on the other side that they have never been thinking tanks. No, there were wheelbarrows that got pushed around by us. Thanks.
Yep, a wheelbarrow, right? But in as far as I know, EFF does not harbor wheelbarrows, does not harbor lazy people who can't think for themselves. You will remember the people, some EFF leaders who couldn't bring even one bus for the 10th anniversary at the FNB Stadium. You'll remember how Julius dealt with those leaders. They went for discipline and ultimately he fired them.
The CCT has therefore resolved to recall all public representatives who failed to meet the organizational mandate and obligation in relation to the EFF 10th anniversary rally. The recall means that all councillors, members of provincial legislatures, members of parliament who failed to organize for and pay for buses for the 10th anniversary celebration must resign from positions of their deployment with immediate effect. This resolution is in line with Section 14, subsection 9 of the EFF Constitution, which says, I quote, the CCT has the power to recall any deployee of the organization from any position of deployment, including deployment as public representatives, close quote.
He made it very clear that he doesn't keep people who can't work in his party, people who will be pushed around. But Floyd is from EFF, right? And not only was he a member of EFF, but he occupied a very critical position. He was second in charge, deputy president. of the EFF. If Floyd was not a think tank we think him to be right now, why would Malema put him in such a critical position of being a deputy president of the EFF? What do you mean, Julius? Do you mean that guys like Sihle Lonzi, the gorgeous Umpile Mautwe, the Sinao Tambos, the powerhouse of EFF we are having currently? So you mean that if those guys could leave EFF right now, because those guys are powerful, so you mean that if those guys could leave EFF now, so they are not politically intelligent anymore? So if they could leave EFF right now, there will be Wheel-Barrows. So you take away all the political flares they demonstrated on EFF just because they are not there anymore? Come on, Julius. If you ask me, Juju is sounding like a bitter ex right now. Like when you break up with a girlfriend, for instance, you cry, you beg her not to go, and she ultimately goes. And when she's gone and with the other guy, you start calling her fat. You start calling her, this thing with a big forehead. You are so ugly, you are so that, you are so that. Yet, she was your girlfriend and you wanted her to come back. You even told her that if you come back, baby, you'll always be welcome in my house. If you ever come back, you'll find things intact. Does it make sense, right? Julius was moved close to tears when Floyd left. I remember the question that broke my heart. What have I done to you, Floyd? You don't ask Wheel-Barrows such kind of questions, right? You just say, good riddance. Because you know that those people didn't do much or didn't mean much or add much of a value in a party. But to ask somebody those kind of questions, that what have I done to you, Floyd? And telling him that if you ever think of coming back, you'll always be welcome in this party. Julius said that. And that's not how you talk to Wheel-Barrows, in as far as I know. What do you think? Let me hear your comment below. And of course, if you're coming for the first time, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.